Hi friends! Today I want to be talking to you about how I make art for a living, and I'm going to be breaking down everything into 4 steps. So whether you are into photography or design, painting, drawing, fine art, these steps will apply to you, so be sure to take some notes and I'm going to be getting into it. As someone who's owned a business for just over a year now, I've learned a lot on the way, and I hope that I can share that with you guys who are on a similar journey. The 4 steps that I'm going to be going through are production, preparation, action, and reflection. Before I go into what any of those mean, let me tell you about today's sponsor of the video, Wix. Wix is an online platform that I've been using personally for a really long time, and I love it. It is a powerful tool, a website builder, and e-commerce platform. So whether you're looking to build your own website or for something to hold your online store, Wix has it all. They are able to help design your website through a really intuitive drag and drop feature. You don't need to know how to code or anything, and Wix will be able to be the bridge to help design your website. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Wix later on in the video, but if you want to go ahead and check them out now, you can go ahead and click the first link in the caption box to find out more. So the first step is production, and this is basically everything creative, and this is none of the business stuff yet. You're going to be creating your products for your launch. And so I find it really helps by taking a look at the bigger picture first. And some things you can do at first are to write out a story about your first collection, ask yourself what you want it to mean, what you want to express to the audience, and what you want your whole collection to basically represent. This has to be really meaningful to you because this is a story that you're going to be sharing with the rest of the world, so you need to be able to have a really concrete idea of what it is before you can actualize it. I personally really like working in collections because I find that it just really helps me define some boundaries, and by setting a theme, it gives me rules to work within. By working in collections, it also helps you hyper-focus on one thing at a time so that you don't get too overwhelmed with I want to do like this idea and that idea, but I don't have enough time. So see if that works for you. For me personally, I think that working in collections just really helps to define my story and also helps the audience to better understand it as well. So remember, the production phase is all about getting creative and really clearly defining what your story is. Once you think that you have a really solid foundation of products that you can introduce to your store, then you can move on to the next step, which is the preparation phase. So the preparation phase is kind of where the creative side starts meeting the business side and transitions into that. Starting to do things like take photos of your products and setting prices, planning the whole thing out so that once you do put all of your products onto the store, then you're ready to get going and to start making money off of that. Here are just a few ideas of ways you can start preparing for your shop launch. I think a really good first step is to get good photos. Never underestimate the power of getting good photos, because people really see the world through their visuals, and so how they perceive your products is going to be through the photos. And you want to make sure that the photos are a good reflection and representation of your products. If you have really good products but you don't have good photos, that doesn't really match up, and people are not going to be able to see how awesome your products are. So invest in good photos, and also it's kind of a good idea to know where your products are even going to go on. Do you have an e-commerce platform, a website that you can set up your shop in? Setting up the shop is a huge part of the preparation phase. So if you're new to this, then I would definitely take some time to design your website and to set up a good shop for your customers to browse through. I wanted to show you guys really quickly how I use Wix for my personal online store, some reasons why I love it, and how you can use it to build your own website as well. As you can see here, I'm just scrolling through some of their website templates. You can also build your own website from scratch, and I've made a video previously taking you through how to do that, and you can check that out in the cards above. I'm adding a button, and everything you can add through their drag and drop feature, so it's very customizable. You can alter the design, the layout, text, colors, anything you want to and to your liking. Going into the e-commerce side a little bit more now, this is just the back end of my online store, and I have an inventory of all my products available. You can choose to add a physical product or a digital one, and you can go further in and add more details from there. As far as I know, there is no limit to how many products you can add. Once you go in, you can change the name of the product, the price, add some images to it, really bedazzle it up, change the inventory and shipping information, and you're all set from there. This is just what the product page looks like, and as you can see, there are different selections for the product. This is obviously not what your product page will look like because everyone's will be different depending on what template you use. Some more special features under the settings. You can go under shipping and change manually the rates for each country depending on where you're shipping to. Set taxes and change how payment works on your online store by connecting it to apps like PayPal and Stripe. Just from that preview, you can see what Wix is capable of, and those are just some personal reasons why I love using it and have been using it for such a long time for my online store. If you want to learn more, I've left the link down below for you to check out, and let's move on to the next step. Once you're confident in how your shop looks and how everything is set up, then you can go ahead into the next phase, which is the action phase. And this, as you may have guessed, this is where all the action happens. This is where you start launching your products and get the word out to the world. The action phase is all about communication. How are you going to let people know about your shop? You really want to develop a good campaign. And the ingredients of the campaign, I personally think, are more or less the same. You want to know exactly what you're communicating, who you're communicating to, and then finding a way to bridge those two things. Now that bridge can look really different for a lot of people, and this is where a lot of people can get confused because there are so many things you can do. Whether you're communicating through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, emails, or organic marketing versus advertisements. Some really easy tips to keep in mind is to narrow it down. Instead of communicating to 100 people, try to communicate to just 1 or 2 people, because those 1 or 2 people are more likely to resonate with your message and to really connect with what you're trying to say over the 100 people who are just semi-connecting to what you're trying to say. That really isn't all that productive. Another key thing to the campaign is consistency. And this is before your launch and after your launch as well. You might be really good at coming up with a pre-campaign, like a pre-game. You are like sending out all the emails and really building the hype up, but after your launch, you just completely drop off the face of the earth and people don't know where you are. It's all about consistency and really showing up for your own shop. So if you're one to really believe in what you're trying to sell, then you have to be the salesperson behind it and really consistently show up for what you're building so other people can put more trust in you, knowing that you are always going to be there consistently. At the end of the day, I think that it's really important to just have fun with your campaign. Go plan a photo shoot with your friends. Go take some really awesome pictures of your products, because you want to be able to build a campaign that's just as cool as what you're trying to sell. So have fun with it. Just light and easy breezy, beautiful. This takes us to the very last step, which is the reflection phase. So after everything has happened, it's really important to take some time to reflect and to really think about what worked, what didn't, and what else can improve. Here are just a few questions that I've listed out that I personally like to answer every time I finish up with a really big project. I think it'd be really cool if you guys took these and applied it to your own projects, but you can also add more onto it if you want to, and hopefully some of these questions can be helpful to you. That is it to this video. I really hope that all of these things have helped you. I really believe that everyone has something that they need to share and the world deserves to hear it. Hopefully you're able to apply these tips into your next project, and let me know if you have any questions and I'll try my best to answer them and to help you guys out. Remember to go check out Wix, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!